You keep blaming the alarm clock like it's the villain in your story. You keep saying, I just can't wake up early. I'm not a morning person. But the truth is, the alarm clock isn't the thing holding you back, your mindset is. You don't need a louder alarm, you need a louder reason. If you had something burning inside of you, a mission so big that it kept you up at night, you wouldn't need anyone to shake you out of bed. You'd be awake before the alarm even thought about ringing. See, the problem isn't that you're physically asleep, it's that you're spiritually asleep. You're not tired because of a lack of rest. You're tired because of a lack of purpose. Think about it. When you have a flight to catch at 5 a.m., for a vacation, you don't oversleep. You don't hit snooze. You're up, dressed, ready, excited. Why? Because you have anticipation. You have something to look forward to. That means your body can respond to your mind's urgency. But on a regular Tuesday morning, you roll over because nothing in your day is pulling you out of bed. That's not a clock problem, that's a calling problem. You've let life become so routine, so dull, that you can't even convince yourself it's worth getting up early for. You have to stop treating mornings like an inconvenience and start treating them like a launch pad. Your mornings are your foundation, and the foundation decides the strength of the whole building. If you start weak, you'll carry weakness into the rest of your day. And if you think mornings don't matter, I promise you they do, because the way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. You have to understand your mindset in the first hour is the engine for the other 23. You can't pour negativity, laziness, and delay into the engine and expect to drive into success. You say, I just don't feel motivated. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is a spark. It can start the fire, but it can't keep it burning. Discipline is the wood you throw on the fire to keep it alive when the spark dies out. The real game is not about feeling like it. It's about doing it anyway. And when you shift your mindset from I need to feel ready to I'll do it regardless, you take the power back from your emotions and put it into your actions. That's how you win mornings. The moment you wake up, you have two choices, and these choices determine your future more than you realize. You can either wake up and start running toward your goals, or you can roll over and keep running from them. And if you keep choosing the pillow over the purpose, don't be surprised when your dreams get dusty from sitting on the shelf. Every time you hit snooze, you're telling your life you can wait. You're not important enough right now. And trust me, life listens. You have to rewire your brain to see mornings as an opportunity, not a punishment. You have to create habits that pull you out of bed because your goals are calling you louder than your comfort. When you find your why, waking up isn't a battle anymore, it's a response. Purpose is the best alarm clock in the world. It never runs out of batteries, it never breaks, and you can't ignore it forever, but you have to feed it. You have to make your goals so urgent, so essential, that you can't stand the thought of wasting another day. Stop blaming the time you wake up and start blaming the way you think when you wake up. The battle is won or lost before your feet hit the floor. If you open your eyes and immediately think about how tired you are, you're already behind. If you open your eyes and think about how much you need to win today, you're already ahead. Your mindset is the steering wheel of your day. Wherever it turns, the rest of your life follows. You can either steer toward progress or drift toward excuses. And the scary thing, most people drift without even realizing it. They just let the day happen to them. So if you're tired of being tired, stop looking for solutions outside and start looking inside. You don't need another coffee. You don't need another morning hack video. You don't need someone to call you at 6 a.m. to make sure you're awake. You need to decide that your goals are more valuable than your comfort. You need to decide that sleeping on your dreams is no longer an option. The alarm clock is not the enemy. The enemy is the belief that you can keep living like this and somehow get different results. Change your mindset and the mornings will follow. You can dress an excuse up in fancy words, make it sound logical, even convince yourself it's a good reason, but at the end of the day, excuses don't pay the bills. They don't build your dreams. They don't feed your family. All they do is keep you in the same place you've been for years while the world keeps moving forward without you. Every single "I'll do it tomorrow" is like putting money into a regret account. You're making daily deposits in the bank of wasted time, and one day you're going to check the balance and realize you're bankrupt on opportunities. The truth is, no one cares about your excuses the way you think they do. Life doesn't pause to let you catch up. Your boss doesn't take excuses to the bank. Your rent isn't waived because you had a lot going on. Your dreams don't magically wait for you until you're ready. And the people who are where you want to be, they're not there because their life was easier. They're there because they acted even when it was hard. You can't keep talking about what you're going to do someday. Someday isn't on the calendar. Someday is a myth we use to make today feel less urgent. But the truth is, someday turns into never if you don't start now. The clock is ticking whether you move or not. The opportunities you're putting off, someone else is taking them while you're making excuses. That business idea you've been sitting on, someone else is out there building it. That dream job you've been thinking about applying for, someone else is already getting hired. We all have reasons to quit. We all have challenges. But here's the difference: winners don't let their reasons become their reality. They take their reasons and turn them into fuel. They don't say, "I can't because I'm tired." They say, "I'm tired, but I'm still going to do it." They don't say, "I can't because I don't know how." They say, "I don't know how yet, but I'll learn." The only thing separating you from the results you want is the action you haven't taken yet. The world doesn't reward potential, it rewards performance. You can be the most talented person in the room, but if you don't execute, talent means nothing. You can have all the vision boards, all the affirmations, all the plans, but if you don't act on them, they're just wallpaper for a life you'll never live. People remember results, not intentions. You can't cash in "almost did it." You can't pay your bills with "was about to." You can't feed your family with "I tried, but." You've got to decide what's more valuable to you: holding on to the comfort of your excuse or holding on to the reality of your dream, because you can't have both. Your excuse will make you feel better for a day. Your dream will make you proud for a lifetime, but you only get the dream if you choose action over comfort, and I'm not talking about one big action one time. I'm talking about consistent daily steps. I'm talking about showing up when it's inconvenient. I'm talking about doing the thing even when nobody's watching. Every time you choose action over excuse, you're building a track record with yourself. You're proving that you can be trusted to follow through, and the more you follow through, the more unstoppable you become. Action is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Excuses are also a muscle. The more you use them, the more automatic they become. The question is, which one are you training every day? You can keep telling yourself stories about why you can't, or you can start writing a story about how you did. And when you look back years from now, the thing that will hurt the most won't be the failures. It will be the days you had the chance to try but didn't. The days you let slip away because it was easier to explain why you couldn't than to find a way you could. The days you traded progress for comfort and ended up with neither. Because the truth is, the rent for success is due every single day, and excuses can't make the payment. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are fickle. They change with the weather, with your mood, with the way someone talks to you in the morning. One day you wake up fired up, ready to take on the world. The next day you feel like you can't even get out of bed. If your progress depends on whether you feel motivated, you're never going to see consistency. That's why discipline is more important than motivation. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you moving when you don't feel like it. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel, it just gets the job done. Think about an athlete. They don't train every day because they're motivated. They train every day because it's part of who they are. Whether it's sunny, raining, or snowing, they show up. Whether they slept well or had a rough night, they show up. Because they understand that success is built on consistency, not mood swings. Discipline is doing the thing when the excitement is gone, when nobody's watching, when there's no applause, no instant reward. It's saying, I'm committed, not just interested. Motivation is like a spark. It can ignite the fire, but it burns out quickly. Discipline is the wood you stack on that fire every single day to keep it alive. And when you master discipline, you stop negotiating with yourself. You stop saying, I'll do it when I feel ready, because you realize readiness is a luxury, not a requirement. The truth is, most days you won't feel like it. That's not a sign to stop. That's the exact moment to push harder, because those are the days that separate the average from the exceptional. The people you admire, the ones breaking records, building empires, changing the game, they didn't get there by waiting to feel motivated. They built habits so strong that their body and mind operate on autopilot. They don't debate whether to work out, whether to study, whether to make the call. It's not a question, it's a given. They do it because that's what disciplined people do. And over time, discipline becomes freedom. It frees you from the roller coaster of emotions, from the unpredictability of waiting for inspiration to strike. You can't afford to let your success depend on your feelings, because feelings lie. Your feelings will tell you to quit when you're tired, but discipline will keep you moving. Your feelings will tell you to take the easy way, but discipline will remind you why you started. Your feelings will tell you to rest today and work tomorrow, but discipline will tell you tomorrow isn't promised. Motivation whispers, but discipline commands. And here's the truth, discipline is hard, but living without it is harder. It's hard to wake up early, to push through discomfort, to say no to distractions, but it's harder to live with regret. It's harder to watch someone else living the life you wanted because they did the work you avoided. It's harder to keep explaining to yourself why you're still in the same place year after year. Discipline demands sacrifice, but the sacrifice is temporary. The rewards are permanent. You have to train discipline like a muscle. You start small, keep one promise to yourself today, no matter how minor. Do the workout, make the call, finish the task. Tomorrow, keep another promise, stack them. Over time, you'll build trust with yourself, and that trust is powerful. When you trust yourself to follow through, you no longer waste energy doubting whether you'll do it, you just do it. That's when momentum kicks in, and momentum is unstoppable when fueled by discipline. Motivation will show up when it wants to, but discipline will show up every single day. The question is, which one are you relying on to build your future? Because if you keep waiting for motivation to knock on your door, you might be waiting for years. But if you build discipline, you'll stop waiting and start creating. And once discipline takes root, you don't need to feel ready, you'll be ready because you've been preparing every day without fail. The world doesn't stop spinning because you're tired. Opportunities don't freeze in place while you rest. Life doesn't slow down just because you're not ready. While you're hitting snooze, someone else is already wide awake, grinding for the exact same spot you say you want. While you're taking a break, someone else is building. While you're complaining about how hard it is, someone else is figuring out how to make it happen. The truth is, the world keeps moving, and if you're not moving with it, you're falling behind. You can't expect success to wait for you. The job you want, the business you dream about, the goals you keep writing down every new year, they're not sitting around hoping you'll finally show up. They're being claimed by people who refuse to prioritize comfort over progress. You might think you have time, but time is not your friend if you keep wasting it. Every moment you spend in comfort is a moment someone else spends getting sharper, faster, and stronger. Comfort is a trap. It feels good in the moment, but it robs you of the growth you need for the future. It whispers, you've done enough, take it easy. But deep down you know you haven't even scratched the surface of what you're capable of. Comfort is the quiet killer of ambition because it convinces you that you can slow down without consequences. But the truth is, slowing down too much means someone else is passing you, and in life, there's no guarantee you can catch up. You have to start treating every opportunity like it's urgent, because it is. That audition, that job interview, that deal, that moment, it won't always be there. And if you're not prepared, it's going to pass you by and land in the hands of someone who was. The world is competitive, and it doesn't hand out rewards for effort alone. It rewards execution, persistence, and readiness. Comfort has never built a championship team, a thriving business, or a legendary career. Think about it, nature doesn't pause. Seasons change whether you're ready or not. The sun rises whether you want to sleep in or not. Life is constantly in motion, so why are you staying still? You keep waiting for the perfect time, but there's no such thing. Waiting for the right mood, the right conditions, the right moment, all that does is delay your progress while others keep stacking wins. There's a reason people who push through discomfort end up with more. It's because discomfort is where the growth happens. Every rep in the gym that burns, every hour of study when you're tired, every tough conversation you'd rather avoid, those are the moments that stretch you, that prepare you for bigger opportunities. Comfort keeps you the same, discomfort changes you, and here's the reality: your competition is not pausing. The person who wants the same promotion as you, they're staying late at work while you leave early. The person who wants the same client as you, they're making calls while you're watching Netflix. The person who wants to win the same race as you, they're training in the rain while you're waiting for sunny weather. You have to decide what matters more: staying comfortable now or winning later, because you can't have both. Every time you choose comfort over progress, you're making a trade. Short-term ease for long-term success. And that's a trade you'll regret when you see someone else living the life you wanted simply because they refused to pause when you did. The world is going to keep moving whether you participate or not. The clock won't stop, the competition won't stop, and opportunities won't stop disappearing. Comfort won't get you where you want to go. The only way forward is to move even when you don't feel like it, even when it's inconvenient, even when everything in you says, just take a break. The moment you understand that life doesn't wait, you'll stop waiting too. Every single decision you make today is shaping the person you're going to become. Every choice, every action, every habit, they're all investments in your future self. And whether you realize it or not, that future version of you is watching. They're hoping you'll do the hard things now so they don't have to suffer later. They're counting on you to build the discipline, the skills, the resilience that they're going to need. But here's the thing: you can't cheat the process. If you take shortcuts now, your future self pays the price. Think about it. The workouts you skip today, your future self carries the weight literally and figuratively. The money you waste now, your future self feels the struggle. The opportunities you ignore because you're afraid, your future self lives with the regret. Every time you put something off, every time you let fear win, every time you choose comfort over growth, you're stealing from the person you're becoming. And when you finally meet them, they might be disappointed in you. Your future self can either thank you or resent you. They can say, I'm proud you fought through when it was tough. Or they can say, why didn't you do more when you had the chance? And the truth is, the difference between those two outcomes comes down to what you do today, not tomorrow, not next month, not when you feel ready. Today, you've got to start making choices that protect your future instead of only pleasing your present. Your present self wants to take it easy, hit snooze, skip the work, spend the money, avoid the risk. But your future self is silently screaming, don't do it. I'm the one who has to live with this. And if you ignore that voice, you'll pay for it later in ways you can't even see right now. The thing is, your future self is not some stranger. It's you, just older, hopefully wiser, but carrying the consequences of your actions. And here's the part that should hit you hard. One day, you're going to look in the mirror and realize you've become the exact person you built. If you're disciplined now, that person will be strong, capable, and proud. If you're lazy now, that person will be frustrated, stuck, and full of regret. You are literally designing them with the decisions you make each day. So before you skip that workout, before you procrastinate on that project, before you blow that opportunity, stop and ask yourself, will my future self thank me for this or hate me for it? That one question can change your life because it forces you to think beyond the moment. It forces you to see that your actions don't just affect today, they ripple into every tomorrow. Your future self is not going to care about how tired you felt today. They're not going to care that it was raining, that you were busy, that you didn't feel like it. They're only going to care about whether you did what you said you would do, whether you kept your promises to yourself, whether you stayed committed when it was uncomfortable. And here's the truth, the habits you build now will either become your prison or your freedom later. You don't magically wake up disciplined, wealthy, healthy, or successful in the future. Those things are the product of consistent, intentional effort that starts now. Your future self is watching and waiting for you to decide. And every day you delay, they're getting weaker, not stronger. You don't get to meet the best version of yourself by accident. You meet them by choice, by sacrifice, by refusing to settle for the easy road today so you can walk the extraordinary road tomorrow. The person you are right now is temporary. The person you're becoming is permanent. So if you want that future self to smile at you instead of glare at you, start giving them something to work with. Start making the moves today that set them up to win because they're watching and they're hoping you don't let them down from the moment you wake up. The clock is running. The question is, are you running the clock or is the clock running you? If you don't take control of your day will take control of you. And when that happens, you're no longer living intentionally, you're just reacting. You're letting every text, every distraction, every interruption decide what gets done and what doesn't. By the end of the day, you're exhausted, but you've accomplished nothing that actually moves your life forward. The truth is, success isn't about doing more things, it's about doing the right things with precision and focus. But here's where most people lose. They wake up with no plan. They think they'll figure it out as they go, but that's how the day wins. If you don't have a plan for your time, something else will create one for you, and it won't be in your favor. The emails, the calls, the social media scrolling, the unexpected emergencies. They'll eat your hours alive until there's nothing left for your goals. You have to decide, before the day even begins, what matters most. And once you decide, you protect it like your life depends on it, because in a way it does. Your goals are your life's work, and if you don't guard them, they'll get buried under everyone else's priorities. You can't afford to live every day on autopilot, waiting to see what happens. You have to wake up and attack the day with intention, with a strategy, with the discipline to say no to anything that doesn't align with where you're going. When you take control of your day, you stop giving away your power. You stop letting someone else's urgency become your emergency. You stop letting your emotions dictate your effort. You start moving from a place of purpose instead of pressure. You wake up with a mission, and every action either gets you closer to it or further from it. There's no in between. And here's what most people don't realize: your day doesn't get easier to control over time. In fact, the more successful you become, the more demands will fight for your attention. If you don't build the discipline to control your day now, you'll be overwhelmed later. Control is not about perfection, it's about direction. Even if the day throws curveballs, you know where you're aiming and you keep adjusting until you hit it. Without control, you drift. You tell yourself you're busy, but busy doesn't mean productive. You check 100 little boxes, but none of them are the ones that actually change your life. And when you live like that long enough, you wake up months or years later wondering why nothing's different. The answer is simple: you let your days control you instead of the other way around. Taking control doesn't mean you never rest or have fun. It means you decide when and how those things happen. It means you're the one steering the ship instead of letting the waves push you wherever they want. It means you're intentional about every yes and every no. It means you treat your time like the most valuable currency you have, because it is, and once it's spent, you can't get it back. Every morning is a choice. You can wake up and drift into the day, letting it take you wherever it wants, or you can wake up and dominate it. You can let distractions decide your schedule, or you can design your schedule and protect it like a fortress. You can let life happen to you, or you can happen to life. But if you don't make that choice on purpose, the choice gets made for you and it's never in your favor.